connecting to nature and to our true selves is the real, true, powerful self-care that we need to do more of for ourselves and for one another.
Hello, hello, hello. We are back with another member highlight of the month. And this again is for the group Expansion for Modern Day Mystics. That is the paid membership group. And this month's highlighted member is Loresa. So we have the beautiful Loresa with us today. We're going to get to know her a little bit. Hi. So we have our questions that we ask every single month. So I'm just going to go ahead and ask so that everybody can get a chance to get to know you, know a little bit more about you. And then if you have, services or anything that you offer, they know where to find you and hit you up. So I'll make sure that you get your information out there as well, so that people know where to locate you in case there's something that you have that they need. Okay, the very first question is to let everyone know who you are.
Okay. Hi, my name is Loresa Daniel. I am a Libra, but a Virgo rising.
Oh, Virgo rising, another Virgo rising. Hey.
I am a level 2 certified Kemetic Reiki practitioner. I am a civil servant by profession, and I am a very proud great mother of 2 beautiful young women.
Oh, beautiful. You said a very proud,
Oh,
grateful. Okay. Grateful mother. It like blurred out, and I was like, no, you were not a great grandmother of anybody.
true. No.
Okay. Awesome. Real quick, you said that you were a Kemetic Reiki practitioner or Kemetic Reiki master. Tell me a little bit more about that. Where did you get certified? How do you find that? I mean, that's purely selfish to me asking you this. I'm a Shamanic Reiki master, but I would love to know how to become a Kemetic Reiki master. So let me know a little bit about that.
Okay, well, I studied under Kajara Nibet, and she is the owner of Raseki. And Raseki is out of Atlanta, Georgia, but she does travel nationally, and she does do sometimes certification online virtually for young adults. And I was certified approximately 3 years ago in Philadelphia by her.
Nice, nice. I bet that's nice. I bet that was real nice. Do you use it?
It was surprisingly, one of the things I did not say is that I'm also a child of Oya in the Yoruba tradition, and it as a practitioner of Yoruba, we do a ancestor reverence as a part of our practice.
Yes.
So it's connected to that. So very similar. So Kajara is a priestess of Sekhmet, and I
Right.
realized after that initiation, I have a connection to Sekhmet as well. And it was very powerful process, very powerful initiation.
I bet it is. I've only worked with Sekhmet in shamanism and working with the guides and the spirits. And I love when her energy comes in, especially for clients for women that were taught always, to be like this prim and proper and quiet, and women don't get angry, and women don't this and women don't that. And Sekhmet will come right on in and pull them right on out that comfort zone.
As that after initiation, when I felt the powerful surge of her, I got a statue and I created an altar for her, and it was very transformative. Very transformative.
I bet. That sounds beautiful, sis. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, question number 2. What is your current occupation, which you said a little bit, but we can go more into that. And what is one thing you love about it?
Okay, well, my pay my bills profession is that of a civil servant. And I am very proud of the work that I do in keeping our highways and roadways safe. So I work for the state of New Jersey. My department that I work for is highway traffic safety. So that is something that is important across the country. So that work is rewarding to me personally. I also own two businesses, one with my daughters, that's Brown Baby Cakes. And that was a business that was actually passed down to me through a mentor of mine. So I'm very much a proponent of mentorship and sister womanly guidance. And so I partner with my daughters in that business, Brown Baby Cakes. Our website is currently under renovation, but you can find us on Instagram at Brown Baby Cakes. We're on Twitter. We're also on Facebook at Brown Baby Cakes. And that's a children's lifestyle brand that encompasses positive quotations and just positive images of happy Black children, Black and brown skinned children. So that's something that my mentor, Nicole Harding, wasn't able to find as a travel, like her businesses that she travels across the country. So it was great to take on the charge of keeping that dream alive of hers. That was like her passion project, her baby. And I share that with my daughters and instill entrepreneurship in it, as well as self-pride and cultural pride. And so the mission is obviously, it's great to make money, but really it's to spread that message, because there's no fear like standing across a table and seeing a child saying that looks like me, or that looks like my baby cousin, or that looks like my baby brother, and have that positive reinforcement is just so powerful and awesome. So I do that, and I love that. And my own is LD Creates Beauty. I created a line of self-care products. They include bath salts and body and hair oils. I make shea butters, customized incense, and all of my products are based on natural herbs and essential oils. So there's aromatherapy component there, but it's just about empowering women to take that time and that moment for yourself. So I couldn't, as a single parent, always afford to do those things for myself. So in creating a line that's not only affordable, but also something that you could just do in your hour for yourself. You can beautify yourself and care, pamper for yourself on a budget, but also in your own time and out of your own home. So my website for that is at ldcreatesbeauty.com. And we're also on Facebook and Instagram. And I just love to empower women to care for ourselves. As Black majority women, we think that getting our hair and our nails done is a form of self-care, which it can be. But I think that connecting to nature and to our true selves is the real, true, powerful self-care that we need to do more of for ourselves and for one another.
I love that. I love that. And I'm probably going to go there and break the bank now. Because I did not know you had all that. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that is right up my alley. I have a friend who just recently started studying. She's going to start making her own soaps and stuff. And I used to have a different friend that made soaps. And I was always, I buy soaps from her. And then, I have other students and stuff that make different things. And I buy, when I can, I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy this or buy that. Oh, I need that. Oh, I need this too. So, so I'm definitely going to do that. I love that. I love that you said, I'm always teaching that there is a difference between self-love and self-care, right? Because self-love is different. It's a different thing than self-care. Like you said, self-care could be getting a manicure, sure, but self-love is like this feeling and admiration that you have for yourself. But I like what you said, because that's like taking it a step further and saying, when you love yourself, your care looks different. When you're taking care of yourself with love, you're caring for yourself with nature, going back to our roots, doing things that are good for you, good for your skin, connecting you with the elements of nature. I love that. I love that. That's amazing, sis. And I love the business with your daughters. That's so beautiful and so cute. And I love when people have any kind of business where they're putting that message out, where they're trying to let little girls see somewhat, images that look like them. Because growing up in a predominantly Mexican family, first of all, my nickname was Chocolate Drop, okay, because I was literally in the picture in the sea of people. There I was, the one chocolate drop in the whole entire picture, and so I didn't have a lot of like images and stuff that looked like me on TV, in my own family, at my school that I went to. It was just not something that I saw. When I did, I latched on them. All my favorites were Diana Ross, Shaka Khan, Jody Watley. If you had a bunch of big, crazy hair, that's me. I look at the TV and be like, there I am. See, I'm somewhere. So I love that. I love that, sis. And then as far as your pay the bills occupation, I lived in New Jersey, Camden County. The streets need you. So that's a very rewarding job that you have there too. Thank you for sharing that with us, sis. Okay, number 3 question is, what was the last book you read, or any book that you recommend?
I read a lot of poetry, but I'm gonna be honest, I haven't read it a full book from cover to cover in some time. But one book that I refer back to time and time again that I would suggest for any person, especially a woman on a spiritual journey, is I'm a huge fan of Iyanla Vanzant. And her book, The Value in the Valley, has been something I share with other people. I go back for that as a reference for myself. And just the paradigm that she uses of working your way up through a house, like from the basement to the top floor, is I find it's just so relatable and amazing that I always go back to that, and understanding that the spiritual journey is not always a straight line up to the top. Sometimes you have those leveled fields, right? You're there for a minute, and sometimes you got to go down back to the basement or to the bottom of the valley, and sometimes you hit a hill, sometimes you hit a mountain, and sometimes you end up back in the valley again, and that's okay as a part of the journey. So that's quite insurmountably valuable to me in my own life and journey as well.
Yes, that's a good one. And she's a good one. I do In the Meantime, but the same thing. I go back and reread it when I'm stuck. I go back and I refer that to people. I have not read, you said it's The Power in the Valley, or The Value in the Valley?
The Value in the Valley.
Okay, The Value in the Valley, because she refers to the valley in the meantime, and she's telling you this book is for you if you're here, but if you can't even get here yet, you're not here, you're in the valley. You need to go back and work through the valley before you can even get to the house. And so in the meantime, she goes through the house, and I love that. Working through the meantime, if you haven't done that one, is a really good, because it's a workbook. Did you? And that when she had you doing the exercises, and that's what I learned. That was one of the first places I learned to write with your non-dominant hand to get the information into your brain. I've done it several times, so I'm dating myself. I probably read In the Meantime the first time, maybe like early 2000s, like many moons ago. But I got it in my Kindle right now. So like, I mean, you know what I mean? I just, like you said, I go back through that. So I'm going to look up that one. I haven't read that one yet. I haven't done The Value in the Valley. So that's a good one. I definitely, I concur with what she said, everybody. Go and read that book, or any of Iyanla Vanzant, because she's amazing. So thank you, sis. Thank you. Okay, question number 4. What is a fun fact about you that the other members might not know?
I think that the other members might not know that I am a Jersey girl from Atlantic City, which is the basis of the original Monopoly game. I grew up in Atlantic City. Most of my youth was there in Atlantic City. Growing up on the boardwalk and having access to the beach. My first job was at one of the souvenir shops on the boardwalk, and I also worked at James Saltwater Taffy Shop throughout high school. So Atlantic City is a huge part of who I am, and a lot of people, it's so odd because Donald Trump, obviously he had casinos there for a time, Atlantic City, but a lot of people outside of New Jersey do not know Atlantic City and its history, and the history of Miss America, and all of those fantastic things about it.
Didn't know it either. I went there and I was like, oh, it's a beach. It's a little bit dirty. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bougie about it. My first beach I had seen as an adult was in Savannah. So then I came over to New Jersey after that, and I was like, this isn't like it one in Savannah. But I wasn't close enough to it. So I didn't get to go more than that. I just only went the one time. And so I didn't get to learn more about it. I didn't know about Miss America. And that's awesome, sis. That's really cool. Now I'm gonna have to go and learn my Atlantic City history.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Question number 5. What is an area of your life that you're currently expanding on? I like to ask this one because we are expansion on all levels. For modern day mystics, we're expanding in different areas of our life, expanding our money mindsets, expanding our self-love and self-care, like you said, expanding our knowledge, the deeper knowledge that's out there in our DNA. So I like to ask everybody, what's an area in your life that you're currently expanding on?
I would say there would be 2 areas I've been expanding on, and one of them is my shadow work. You and I have worked together in going through that spiritual journey with one another, and I have been working on my shadow work and dealing with some things, some traumas I experienced as a child and how they're exposing themselves now as an adult, and raising 2 young women. I'm trying to heal myself so that they don't have to go through the same scars and traumas that I went through as a young person. And now that I feel like I'm turning that corner in that understanding, and I have some growth there, I'm working on abundance. I'm trying to refocus on the positive affirmations, and knowing that I'm worthy of abundance and prosperity, and focusing the energy on that instead of having this scarcity mindset. And I've always been a humbly grateful person, but I feel like, at this point in my life, having gone through some of the trials and tribulations I experienced, now I feel like this sigh of relief of that in life, and that I know that I'm worthy of love and abundance and happiness and serenity and peace in my life. And that's what I'm about and on. I'm not on anything else.
Oh gosh, I love that. I love that, sis. I loved having you at all of the Money Wound meetups. I love that you came to the majority of those. I liked having your presence there. So I'm glad that you're still working on that. I plan on bringing those back next month. We're gonna have another Money Wound meetup for that. And as far as your shadow work is concerned, you've joined the Moon Knight Key with us. So they're going to take you through it for that. Just so you know, I'm glad you're working on it and you're not afraid of it, because the archetypes of the Moon Knight Key, you work with them for a period of 2 weeks and then move on to the next one, and then 2 weeks and then move on to the next one. For those 2 weeks that you're working with just one of them, they're taking you through all the shadows. And like, for instance, you're going to start with root chakra and serpent. And serpent, Sachamama, serpent mother, is going to take you through your root chakra journey, and any shadows you got in there that you got to work on, she's going to bring them to the surface, and she's going to help you clear all of that out. And then you work on the next one. So it's very, very beautiful and humbling experience, but it's not for the weak. So you got to be somebody that's like, okay with shadow work for that. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they work with you, because you have done a lot of work, and I could tell your energy is so different from the first time we ever had a session together to now. Like, you just feel lighter, and I could just feel you. And your guides even said she know what to do. She already knows. And I can tell you're stepping more into that. Like, you know what? Yes, I got this knowing. I got this knowledge. I acquired some truth for some reason, So I love that. I love that a lot. And if you ever decided to end up taking the shamanic training, you know, we have generational healing, we have ancestor work that we do as well, but in the shamanic journey, by doing shamanic work with it, though. I like learning other ways to do things too, but that, you know, shamanism is like one tool to use and helps you to dive into that. So that's a very rewarding experience overall. Shadow work is worth it. It's not fun all the time at all, but it's definitely worth it. So I commend you for doing that, sis. And for knowing that by doing that, that you're clearing a path for your daughter so that they don't have to. That's something, if I feel tired and I don't feel like doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I think about my son. I think about like, okay, I think about his children that he might have in the future, you know. Okay, if I figure this out now, it'll be easier for them when they get to my age and they're trying to figure this out. It'll be much easier for them, and we don't have to keep passing down those same generational curses that, you know, we've had passed down to us. So I love that, sis. I love that. And yes, all of those things you mentioned, they are your birthright. Your serenity, your abundance, your peace of mind, your feeling loved and just loved up on by the universe. All of that is your absolute birthright. So I'm glad you're getting into that worthiness and expanding that feeling. You are their precious baby. And if you just let them, they will just shower you like a princess. We just got to get out of our programming to allow that to happen. So awesome. Awesome, sis. I love to hear it. I love it. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Let's see here. Sixth and final question. It's my favorite one of all of them. If you could give any advice to your 20-year-old self, very specific age I picked, 20-year-old self, what would you say?
That was the toughest question out of these all, to be honest. As I look back at my 20-year-old self, I was living on campus in college. I had a roommate who did campus tattoos. I was getting this tattoo placed on my ankle of a heart silhouette with just a needle and Indian ink at 20. And the funniest part of this story is that we were all getting these tattoos from my roommate, and she's like, oh, because it's Indian ink, they're really temporary. They'll only last like 5 years. So by the time, you know, you graduate and get into your profession, it'll be like faded out. That is not the case. So it turns out that tattoo was very permanent. And I look at that as a symbol of that time in my life that I was not drunk. I was quite cognizant of what I was doing, but I was doing it with a sense of freedom of whether that was going to be the case, of that it would fade or not, was not of a consequence to me at that time. And it's kind of become something that's just a part of me. So I feel like I most of the time live my life without any regrets. So I really feel like I don't have any advice to do anything differently, because I feel like things were as they were supposed to be. You know, even at 20, it's like just keep that innocence, keep that love of life, and keep that attitude of, you know, it wasn't that I was careless, but I felt like I was free. So I love that for me then. And I'm trying to retrieve a little of that.
I hope you did. I hope going down that memory lane and realizing that, I hope you snatched a little bit of it for you in the presence. That's beautiful. Since not one person, you're the first person that has answered that question by saying, I wouldn't have told her nothing. she was doing the right thing. So that's amazing. I love that. I love hearing that. I love that. I love that freedom. And you said you were a Libra with a Virgo rising? I gotta hear about your other placements, because that's pretty daring. That's pretty daring. Well, the Virgo rising, they can be like that. They can be a little throw caution to the wind, and then they scrutinize everybody else. But then, but they themselves can be some wild, free child, especially in their young years. But that's amazing. I love that. I love hearing that. I'm a Capricorn Virgo rising, so I was not as free as that. So I love hearing about that. That air sign, that Libra, your airy That's what did it. That was that. Go with the wind, whichever way the wind blows. I love that. That's the inspiration, sis. That's it. If y'all are out there and you're in your 20s right now, you hear this, you heard that, and that's your message. Just do it. Don't worry about it later. It'll all fall into place because, like you said, I do the same. I try to live without regrets. That's something I'm really, really big on. Is everything that happened is leading me to my destiny and my destination, and so I wouldn't change any of it because that would be the same thing as rejecting myself, rejecting my beautiful path and my purpose. All that I get to talk to all of you beautiful spirits now. I got a wonderful life. I love my life, so I wouldn't change anything. So I like that. I like that a lot. I might tell my 20-year-old self a little something though, but but I like yours. I like your answer for you, like you said, for you. Well, is there any last thing you'd like to say? Just put out there. I'll make sure I get all your links from you to put it in the description below. So if y'all are looking for some of that good products and stuff that Loresa just mentioned, you can look for those links in the description. But if you have anything else, last messages you'd like to say, I'll let you have the floor.
Well, I would like to send my gratitude to you, Siobhan. I feel like you've been, and I'm very particular, especially when it comes to spiritual work, on who I share my energy with. And it's always been, as you know, on our shamanic journeys, I'm able to tune into one of your spirit guides. And I felt like that was definitely a sign of the connection that was meant to be between you and I. And I also want to thank you for mentioning the money wound healing group that we were in, because that has also encompassed some powerful women that I'm so grateful to have shared space with. And they're so positive and motivating. And I just feel like I found my tribe. I'm going to say that because being on this journey is sometimes lonely, and it's sometimes surrounded by people who are so out of touch with themselves that it's like, am I crazy? Am I right in this pursuit doing? And I feel like whenever you and I have this interaction, or I share space with the group, it's always a confirmation of, no, this is right and it's real. It can be real, and you will be okay. So I have so much gratitude and thankfulness for that and for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sis. I love that. I really, really, really appreciate that. Community is big for me. A village, a tribe is big for me. I just graduated my level 2 students, and I've been on a long journey with them. And a couple of them were like one of my first level 1 classes I ever taught. So now they're graduating level 2. I cried like a baby, and I told them I was so proud to have seen their growth and stuff. And that was something that they were saying, that they feel like we've been able to connect with all of us in these groups that we have now, that like they'll reach out to one of them, be like, sis, I got this going on. What you think this is? And because of me, they were able to meet each other. And so I love that. I love that we could be a family. And that was the same thing I said, what you just said, because it sucked going through it alone, right? Especially before, like 2012 hit and everybody had this shift going on and they didn't know what was happening. Are we crazy? I've been talking to spirits since I was a kid. I didn't know what the heck was wrong with me, and to find other people that'd be like, oh yeah, I see your guide. She's standing right there next to you. I can see you. You too? Okay. Yes. These are my people. These are my people. So I'm so glad to have you in our tribe, in our presence. Like I said, I love your presence. I just love your spirit. So I'm happy that you joined us and you're part of our tribe. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, that's it for our member highlight of this month. Again, like I said, all of the links will be in the description below. If you want to say hi, Loresa, if you want to come join us and join one of the groups, that stuff will be in the description as well. So you can come and join and see what she's talking about as far as our tribe is concerned. I'm going to go ahead and end for tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hey, knock it off. Sorry, I'm gonna have to cut that out. She's been acting up when she knows that I'm talking now. She likes to act up. She's like, "Oh, mom's on the call. She's not gonna notice nothing I'm doing. I'll tear up everything and act up." And she knows that I won't stop to tell her no. So I'm gonna have to just edit that out, or maybe I'll leave it in. Look, y'all who got dog kids at home or fur kids at home, y'all know they don't act right. This just like little kids.